Okay guys, we haven't done a video for a couple days, and I know that Ryan and Bennett wanted some insects, and so I thought I'd do insects today. And insects aren't something that I usually do, but I found some pictures, and so we can just use our pictures as reference. So I thought we'd do caterpillar, a couple dragonflies, and a ladybug. And Ryan and Bennett, I know that you had kind of seen a picture before and did some of those, so we'll go ahead and do them today. I went ahead and drew just a couple of dragonflies from some images that I had here on my iPad. So we'll use those, and maybe because we're just looking at it and haven't drawn them before, let's look at some of the parts of the ladybug. Look right here. They have great big, they look like eyes. I don't know if they're eyes, but these two round circles here. And then it looks like there's a body right here. And then it has this long part of the body here. Looks like the wings are attached in on this second section, and one wing overlaps this other wing. And then let's look at this, and then this section has little segments to it. But then let's look at the legs. This one, maybe we can see the legs a little more. So the legs, there's 6 legs, 3 on each side, and it looks to me like they're attached at the beginning of this body, right between these two. And look, they go 1 section, 2 section, and then they have this little 3rd section, and I think that's the part that can stick to things. So 1 section, 2 sections, and then this little 3rd part. These first legs are the smallest. They get a little bit bigger, and then these last legs are really bigger. The other thing that's interesting about them is look at this pattern in the wings. They're so light, but look at all these little shapes in there. That's pretty cool. The other thing that I thought was so cool about dragonflies is they come in all colors. I kind of pulled some when we were going to do this last time, and blue, green, pink, blue and yellow striped, kind of greenish. And look, this kind of shows a pattern of the wings here too. So let's go ahead and do actually let's do a ladybug too. Can you see this ladybug here? Just kind of a round circle, and then a kind of a small little circle, a line down the middle, and then some dots. And then we've got 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 legs, so it's got 6 legs like the other one. Excuse me. And then it's got kind of little feelers up here. And if you can see this one, it almost looks like it has little eyes too. Okay, so let's draw a ladybug. Remember we said, oh, that's kind of like a little circle. Then we see this is another circle here. There was a line down the middle. We thought there was kind of like a little eye there. Little feeler, and then the legs are kind of segmented, just like that little dragonfly was. Okay, gonna see another little leg over here, and just a little part of a leg there. I think I got kind of big on those legs. I don't think the legs would be that big. So let's make him on a kind of on a stick. That way we cut off part of those legs that I had. I don't know if you can see this one. He's holding on to the stick. That's kind of fun right there. Okay, we can still do him even though my legs are funny on that. And then there were some dots. And I think you can randomly, they're not exactly circles, but they look like circles. It's almost a little circle here and a little circle over there of changing color. Let's do this guy where his legs are spread out in front of us, and then we can kind of see a little more. That line down the middle, got something right here and right here. He's got those little feelers. And then you can see one little leg, another leg, and another leg. Let's do some dots. Oh, they're so fun to draw. They're pretty cute little insects too. Okay, let's go. And this caterpillar, when I looked up caterpillars, I couldn't believe they look like they're not even real. Look at this one, he's got circles and different colors, and then this guy's got stripes and then little dots in between the stripes. Oh man, they are so cute. So we just could make our caterpillar any way we want and we won't be wrong. I did notice, and we can kind of notice on this, he has like little legs, kind of like little bumps here in the middle of him. And I honestly don't know if this is the front or this is the front. I really don't know on that one. But it looks like he has another little leg there. And then we can just randomly put up some stripes like this. And then when we paint him, we can add some little dots in between the stripes if we want. It is so funny. Okay, so then on this, let's go, and I'm going to keep this dragonfly kind of in so that we can see him from his picture. Spritz up my paints. Okay. Gonna use our brush. And this dragonfly's wings are quite pink. So I'm gonna just gonna show you something funny about these dragonflies too. Look at, he's sitting on the branch that way with all his little legs and his body's way up here. Look at this one's completely pointed down and he's holding on to the branch. So we really can't go wrong with these dragonflies either. But this one is a kind of a pink tail, and sometimes you think their little bodies are so thin, and they are, and then sometimes they're a little bit thicker. I'm going to give this one just a little bit of thickness so that I can actually have fun painting him. So I'm seeing some pink and some bright orange and some red eyes. Let's see what color I've got on here. Well, I can't really tell what color. I don't really have a color yet. Look at those eyes. That is just so funny. Now we're gonna give this guy just a little bit of purple. And I think that that's one of the best things about these insects is you can just have fun with it. You can make them however you want to make them because they come in so many varied ways. You could think you were making it up and then you'd actually see a real one the way that you painted it. Like that caterpillar, I've never seen anything so funny as that caterpillar with all the colors. Now my marker was dark, but I'm just gonna go over his legs just a little bit. Now these wings have all this texture, so when you see them, they're not, yeah, they kind of are see-through for sure. So how are we going to draw that? And I think the only thing to do is to just do it so light in color. So I'm kind of taking a little bit of blue here, and I'm bringing it across the wings, and then I think once we get just a little bit of color on it, we can come back in and do as much of those little patterns as we want, or as few as we want here. Now I like this right here where the pink's kind of bleeding into that blue. Okay. When our wings are just a little bit more dry, we can come back in and try to give it a little bit of depth by giving it a little bit of pattern. Just going over those little eyes again with just another color they were drying and they were a little lighter than I thought I wanted. I don't know if you can see here, but underneath this body part, it's darker on this one. I don't know that they always are darker, but there was just a little bit of darker on that one. Okay, now let's come to this guy, and I'm going to make him, kind of green. Oh, that kind of is a blue. There must have been some blue on that paint there. There we go. And I am going to make his little body in these little sections green, but I'm going to leave a little section so then we can put a little stripe in there. Now it looks to me like this guy's head is blue and his blue. This guy's head was red and then it was pink. That's green with some black and then green. So I guess I'm going to make his head quite green too. So let's give him, that's kind of a fun color. I'm going to actually use his wings. I'm going to give his wings some of that color. So his legs, remember the one section, the two sections, and then this little thing that sticks on the branches. One section, two, and the little. There we go. One section, two, and then this little part that goes on the branches. I'm going to give his little wings just a little color to start to bleed in there, just so when we come back, and we might even want to do that here, when we come back there's just a little bit of distinction between the wings there. And if you look, the wings are kind of round on the edges. That's another thing we can notice. Okay, because I've got pink, because I've got green, I'm going to go with a bright, bright blue. That's a fun one. I'm going to make his eyes black though. I'm going to do that same thing I did before. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do every other section a different color, so he looks quite striped. You can see this guy looks almost like he has a little bit of a striped body there. So I'm going to come back with this green that I liked. And we're just going to put it in every other section. And I really felt like he had some green up on his head. So I'm going to make his eyes that kind of weird light green. I honestly think his body could have a little bit of that too. Okay, we're going to come back, and rather than make his wings to start with kind of a bluish, I'm going to start with a very light green. Just a light green. It's almost like not quite a neon green, but it's bright. Uh-oh, my hands. Oh, it's dry enough. It's not bad. Okay, we've got that cute butterfly, or dragonfly. And just because the one is on a branch, I'm gonna, just so that we recognize what it is that that line is for, we can make that a branch, or a little stem here that he's sitting on. There we go. Same thing with this one. That's just so we know what is happening there. Okay, I really like how it's kind of bleeding in. Can you see that? Because it's almost like the wings are so clear or see-through that they pick up some of the colors. Let's do our ladybug, my funny ladybug here. I think that'll be quite easy too. We know we want a lot of red. I've seen ladybugs that are a little bit orange, but I think there's a bug that kind of looks like a ladybug, but it's not really a ladybug. I think most ladybugs are this red, which makes them so fun to see. Do you know ladybugs are lucky? When you see a ladybug, and especially if you get to hold it, that means you're going to have a lucky, lucky day. I used to like to try to find ladybugs when I was younger. Be outside, and it's kind of like finding four-leaf clovers. I used to love to sit on the grass and look and look and look for four-leaf clovers. Okay, there's one of our little red bodies. And here's another red body. It's almost like it's a pink though. I have to come down and there we go. Now it's almost like it's an orange. Together it'll be red. Now one thing I wanted to do is not have this video be so long, so I'm gonna try not to take as long here. It's harder to watch when they're really long. So I'm gonna give this brown just a little bit of color here. And our ladybug's heads are black. So I usually combine blue and brown to get a darker shade similar to a black, but not a true black. I was going to set a timer, and all of a sudden I just realized that I wasn't going to go as long, and now I didn't set a timer, so I don't know how long we've gone. So I'm going to go over these legs just a little bit. I'll bet we would see those on this side too, just a little bit. Remember these funny legs I did way too big? So I'm going to bring the branch up a little bit so we don't see those funny legs. There we go. Give that a little dark there. Okay. And he is really funny with his legs that way. He's not, the angle's not too great. Okay, look at this caterpillar. Is that funny enough? Here, I'm going to actually show you. I had drawn him before when we did the bug, or the dog video. And so I'm just going to make my video shorter, I'm just going to show you here. See, I made some stripes, and then I put different colors in with the stripes, and what I can do now with it is decide what color I want to make his little dots, and I've chosen red. I'm going to make his little dots. It's almost like they're in between each color. I've lost my paint color here. I also wanted to show you one thing. When you're drawing things, you can use your imagination, and you don't have to draw them just how you see them. Sometimes you can do something different just to make it look a little more the way you want. And so I'm sure all of you know this book, but Hungry Hungry Caterpillar, I wanted to show you how they made their caterpillar. And you know that's a caterpillar looking at it, but look, it's a little different than our caterpillar. It has eyes, and it has little antennas, and look at these cute little feet. They're kind of like these little, I guess that's what those are, is little feet. So they've just done